What if I told you that you don't need $100,000 to start a business? In fact, you might already have everything you need. But here's the problem. Most people spend years searching for the perfect business idea, while someone else is taking the exact idea they had and turning it into a real company. They don't have more money than you. They don't have more experience than you. They simply understood one thing. You don't build a successful business by waiting for the perfect opportunity. You build one by finding a problem people are desperate to solve. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to go from zero to your first customer, even if you have no business experience, no team, and a limited budget. But there's one step almost every beginner gets completely wrong, and it could be the difference between building a real business and wasting the next 2 years chasing an idea nobody wants. Step 1. Find a real problem. The first mistake new entrepreneurs make is starting with a product. They ask, what should I sell? But successful businesses usually start with a completely different question.
True value
What
comes from
problem can I
solving
solve?
real problems.
People don't
Whether
buy
it's helping
products
someone hit
just
their
because they
fitness goals,
exist.
launching a
They buy
brand new website
solutions.
for their growing business,
Someone doesn't
or
buy a
saving
fitness
time
program
and increasing
because
efficiency.
they love watching workout videos. They buy it because they want to lose weight. Someone doesn't hire a web designer because they want to spend money. They
Every
hire
complaint
one
is
because
just
they
an
need
opportunity.
a website that helps their business grow. Someone doesn't pay for accounting software because they love spreadsheets. They pay because they want to save time. So before starting a business, start looking for problems. What are people struggling with? What are they already spending money to solve? What frustrates them? What takes too much time? What could be made cheaper, faster, easier, or better? Look at your own life. Look at businesses around you. Read online reviews. Pay attention to complaints, because complaints often reveal business opportunities. If people constantly say, I wish this was easier, that's a clue. If they're saying, this takes too long, that's a clue. If they're saying, I hate paying this much, that's a clue. The best businesses often begin with a simple observation. There has to be a better way. Step 2. Choose your business model. Once you've found a problem, you need to decide how you're going to make money solving it. You can sell physical products, digital products, services, subscriptions, software, education, content, or build a marketplace connecting buyers and sellers. But if you're starting from zero, a service business is often one of the simplest places to begin. Why? Because you don't necessarily need a warehouse. You don't need to manufacture products. And you don't need a massive amount of capital. You can start by selling a skill you already have, or learn a skill businesses are willing to pay for. For example, video editing, graphic design, copywriting, web design, social media management, i.e. automation, bookkeeping, virtual assistants. The advantage is simple. You can start small. Find one customer. Deliver a result. Get paid. Then repeat. Your first business doesn't have to be your forever business. It can simply be your training ground. It can teach you how to find customers, sell, communicate, manage money, and deliver value. You don't need to build a billion-dollar company on day one. You just need to build something that one person is willing to pay for. Step 3. Know your customer. Here's a simple rule. Don't try to sell to everyone. If your target audience is everyone, your marketing will probably connect with no one. Instead, choose a specific customer. Don't say, I help businesses with social media. Say, I help local restaurants create short-form videos that attract more customers through Instagram and TikTok. Now your message is specific. The customer knows exactly who you help. Ask yourself, who is my ideal customer? What do they want? What are they struggling with? What problem costs them money? What problem costs them time? What do they spend time online? And why would they choose me? The better you understand your customer, the easier it becomes to create an offer they actually want. Remember, you don't need millions of customers at the beginning. You're looking for the right customer. One person with a serious problem is more valuable than 1,000 people who don't need your solution. Step 4. Validate before you build. This is where many entrepreneurs waste months. They have an idea. They get excited. Then they spend thousands developing a product. They build a website, create a logo, design packaging, set up social media, and finally, they launch. Nobody buys. The problem? They built the business before proving there was demand. Don't make that mistake. Validate first. Build second. Talk to potential customers. Ask questions. Understand their problems. Find out what they're already paying for. Then create the simplest version of your solution. Your goal isn't to create something perfect. Your goal is to answer one question. Will someone actually pay for this? If the answer is yes, now you have something worth building. If the answer is no, you can change direction before wasting months of your life. Don't fall in love with your idea. Fall in love with solving the customer's problem. Because the market doesn't care how much time you spent building something. It only cares whether people actually want it. Step 5. Get your first customer. Your first customer is more important than your first logo. Your first sale proves something incredibly important. It proves that someone values your solution enough to exchange their money for it. So how do you find your first customer? Start where your customers already are. Reach out directly. Use social media. Join relevant communities. Network. Create useful content. Ask people you know for introductions. And if you're offering a service, look for businesses that clearly have a problem you can solve. Then show them how you can help. Don't send a generic message like, "Hi, I offer social media management. Do you want to buy?" Instead, show that you understand their situation. Point out a problem. Explain the opportunity. Show them what you could improve. And make your offer simple. Your goal isn't to convince everyone. Your goal is to find people who already have the problem you're solving. And remember, your first few customers may be difficult to find. You might hear no again and again. Don't take rejection personally. A no doesn't always mean your business is bad. Maybe you're talking to the wrong customer. Maybe your offer isn't clear. Maybe your price is wrong. Maybe the timing is wrong. Every rejection gives you information. Use it. Improve. Try again. Eventually, someone says yes. And that first yes can change everything. Step 6. Learn sales. Here's an uncomfortable truth. A great business idea without customers isn't a business. It's a hobby. That's why sales matter. But sales doesn't mean becoming a pushy salesperson. It means learning how to communicate value. You need to clearly explain, what problem do you solve? Who do you solve it for? How does your solution work? And why is it worth paying for? Think of sales as a simple exchange. Someone has a problem. You have a solution. If the value of your solution is greater than the price they're paying, you have a potential transaction. And remember, rejection is normal. You might contact 20 people and hear no, then 50, then 100. But eventually, someone says yes. That first yes gives you proof. Now you can improve your offer. Collect testimonials. Build a portfolio. Create case studies. And use your first success to find your next customer. Business is often a game of repetition. The more you learn, the better you become. Step 7. Deliver results. Getting a customer is only half the job. Keeping them is where the real business begins. If you promise something, deliver it. If you can exceed expectations, do it. Your reputation becomes an asset. One happy customer can lead to another, then referrals. And eventually, your business starts growing through trust. Your goal should be simple. Make your customer feel that spending money with you is a good decision. When you consistently create results, your previous work starts doing the selling for you. Testimonials, reviews, referrals, case studies. These can become some of your most powerful marketing tools because people trust results more than promises. Step 8. Reinvest your profits. Imagine your business makes its first $1,000. You have two choices. You could spend all of it, or you can use some of it to make the business stronger. Maybe you invest in better software, better equipment, advertising, education, hiring help, or improving your product. The goal isn't to never enjoy your money. The goal is to understand that early profits can be incredibly valuable. Instead of asking, how can I spend this money? Ask, how can I use this money to create more value? Maybe $500 spent on advertising brings you $2,000 in new revenue. Maybe better equipment allows you to serve more customers. Maybe hiring someone to handle repetitive tasks gives you more time to focus on growth. The first few profits aren't just income. They're fuel. Step 9, build systems. At first, you do everything. You find customers, answer emails, create the product, handle payments, manage social media, solve problems. But eventually, this becomes impossible. That's when you need systems. Create repeatable processes. Document your work. Automate what you can. Outsource what someone else can do better. And focus your own time on the highest value activities. The goal is to move from, I do everything, to, the business has a system. Because if your business completely stops the moment you stop working, you may have created a job, not a scalable business. A successful entrepreneur eventually asks, how can I make this process work without me doing every single step? That's how you create leverage. Step 10, keep learning and adapting. Your first business probably won't be perfect. Your first marketing campaign might fail. Your first product might not sell. Your first idea might completely change. That's normal. The biggest advantage an entrepreneur can have isn't money. It's the ability to learn faster than the competition. Listen to customers. Study your numbers. Understand your market. Experiment. Test. Fail. Adjust. Try again. The businesses that survive aren't always the ones with the best original idea. They're often the ones that adapt the fastest. The market changes. Technology changes. Customer preferences change. Competition changes. And businesses that refuse to change eventually get left behind. So don't be afraid to change your strategy. Be afraid of staying stuck. The real secret to starting a business. So, how do you start a business from scratch? You find a problem. You choose a customer. You create a solution. You validate the demand. You get your first customer. You deliver results. You collect feedback. You improve. Then you repeat. You don't need a perfect logo. You don't need an expensive office. You don't need a huge team. And you don't need to know everything before you begin. You just need to solve a problem that people care enough about to pay you to solve. Because the biggest mistake isn't starting the wrong business. It's spending years thinking about starting and never actually starting. Your first business may fail. Your second idea may fail too. But every attempt teaches you something. You learn how customers think. You learn how to sell. You learn how to manage money. You learn how to market. You learn how to negotiate. You learn how to deal with rejection. And eventually, you become the kind of person capable of building something much bigger. So if you're waiting for the perfect idea, stop waiting. Start with a problem. Talk to a customer. Build the simplest solution you can. And try to make your first sale. Because the journey from zero to a successful business doesn't begin with millions of dollars. It begins with one customer, one problem, and one decision to finally start. And maybe 5 years from now, you'll look back and realize that the biggest decision you ever made wasn't choosing the perfect business. It was simply deciding to begin. Because the perfect time doesn't exist. The perfect idea doesn't exist. And the perfect entrepreneur doesn't exist. There are only people who start, people who learn, and people who keep going. So the question isn't, when should I start my business? The real question is, what problem can I start solving today? Because your first customer could be closer than you think, and your first business could be one decision away.